My name is Dan Formosa. I'm a designer and I'm a consultant in design. I have a background both in product design, but also ergonomics and biomechanics, which is understanding how the body works. I tend to get involved quite a bit in not only designing products, but design research. I'll be speaking, closing out the session actually, last speaker on the list. I don't know if that's positive or negative, but I am the last person on the list. We're going to be talking about, I'm talking with Natalia Bednarek. We are going to be talking about the importance of design and understanding design and the changing role of design. Well, design has always been important, right? It's a way to change our lives, right? It's a way to improve our lives. Everything we see and touch on a daily basis has been designed by someone. I find that surprises some people. They don't think about it. But really, by the time you get out the door in the morning, you've probably interacted with several hundred things that someone somewhere has designed. So it certainly affects our lives. What is changing is a growing awareness of design. I feel like the more we see good design, the more we expect it. And that's globally, worldwide. I also see that the value of companies and their future really depends on their ability to click with people and to understand people. And the way to do that is through good design, understand people and design accordingly. Well, design thinking is it's a very funny term because really it is really a way to dissect the way that creative people think or work, whether it's design or scientists or artists or anyone in a creative field. I think what's interesting from a design point of view is not everyone thinks that way. So there are a lot of people very interested in the topic of creative thinking. And the way you creatively think and the way designers work and scientists work is through experimentation, trying various things, being okay with failure, being okay with trial and error, but being very reality-based. Not saying, bingo, I have the answer, but really very creatively experimenting with solutions. Well, a couple of things that I think are inevitable is that design historically, I should say the last 30 years, right? There's been a lot of interest in design research, understanding people. However, the world of design has very few metrics. We very rarely measure things. So while I'm saying, oh yeah, it's like experimenting, it's this sort of like creative thinking like scientists, big difference is scientists measure things. Designers tend not to. So I think one of the big opportunities in design is adding more metrics so that we approach a more evidence-based approach to design, so that we know things, not just do things. And that's a huge opportunity. Well, for a very long time, I've been doing it in my work back in the US, and actually I've been working globally. One of the things that I do is measure people's attitudes and quantify them and plot them and run statistical analysis and correlations and look for patterns of thinking that you wouldn't ordinarily find just by qualitative techniques, right? Another way to do is literally just wire people up with force sensors or measure time or performance. There are a lot of really great topics. Like for instance, we know that design affects behavior. Right? It's pretty well accepted that the way we design something affects the way people react. But what do we know about design and behavior? Not that much. It's kind of trial and error, but there's not a whole lot of amassing of knowledge on that topic. So I think that approach to design is emerging. I think it's going to be a little less about how we design something. Actually, that's going to be important, right? I should say a little less. But it'll include not just the process of design, but we'll be adding more and more knowledge about design.